Okay, we got infinite time on this one. Interesting. So I just came back from the slavery work, the modern slavery. I go out uh, from 2 a.m. to 12 with two master degrees, one of which is the best university in the Netherlands, and I'm literally spreading the word of kind of raising the medium of literacy and newspaper reading of these retarded people around me. And this reminds me of the joke that in kind of Germany, the one of the tortures were to um, dig a hole and then uh, in the afternoon or the evening fill the same hole. So the meaninglessness of the thing was the actual torture on top of the physical torture. And the thing I'm doing is basically that, but the modernized version of it. I'm giving newspapers and articles to these Dutch pieces of shit who definitely cannot read for shit, because if they did, the immigration status to Netherlands wouldn't be this high. They don't like us, they don't respect us, they don't give a fuck about anyone's kind of foreigners coming here, but they need the expertise. They either need the kind of running around labor, the literally work that I'm doing, the newspaper thing. Not a single one of them is either even European, all Iranians. And even in the other sectors, and when I was doing Tausbesorgt, it was Russian, Ukrainian, fucking Indian, fucking Pakistani. There was one French guy. That's literally it. So, yeah. For the longest time, even when in my shitty country, Iran, I was thinking about this, that's why certain things happen to certain people at certain times for the certain amount of repetition and whatever. And I'm starting to understand why. And I think, um, yeah, I'm, for the first time in my life, I'm good with hurting people, because if you look at it logically, and I wrote on this extensively as well. I even sent a couple of pieces to a couple of bestsellers I know, and it's already submitted to Paris Review and other publishing kind of gatekeepers, which is funny because the whole philosophy and the whole logic is that the passive violence of meticulously excluding people is literally the same as active violence of going out and killing people. And the funny thing is, no one has actually articulated this with the amount of precision that I have, and I am going to even in this video as well, for just fun of it, because all I care about is mass scale, and I have my reasons for it. And for me, life is just fundamentally is the contest of dominance, because sure, you can never have enough, but you can never have kind of lesser either. You can survive on anything, and you can be dissatisfied with everything. So when the internal experience is the same, why not at least max out the external one? because the happy content person is a myth. It's not being content, is the limitation of mind and limitation of perception that allows you to be happy with little, because you are little, that you match that density by being little and having little. you the satisfaction comes from this kind of absence of friction. But when someone like me, once in a generation mind, who's not gonna be satiated by the by gulping the universe as a whole for even fucking breakfast, there is no be happy with less for me, because I'm fundamentally walking cosmology in my thinking, in my words, in my frameworks. At 26 years old, I've contributed to the next 5 to 10 years of human evolution more than anyone in their entirety of fucking lifetime. And this is, I wish this was a projection or delusion or exaggeration rather than actual articulation of what is happening, because that would be actually easier for me to understand. Oh, I'm just delusional. Oh, I'm just exaggerating my own actual significance. But all of the signals around me, other than the lag that is, money doesn't come with the Twitter kind of timeline. It's literally, um, there's a lag between recognition, industri- institutionalization, and then actual kind of money acquisition and whatever. So wealth acquisition. So basically, for me, is the first layer is just fully capped. I have 5 people who single-handedly, without cross-referencing each other, in 5 different domains, one philosophy, the other policy, the other law, the other one bestseller like writing, publishing, the other one in psychology. All of them have had this separate consensus of my generational kind of nature, in the way I think, in the way I kind of articulate my thoughts, I argue, or kind of present ideas and build frameworks that are these days literally being proven right in months, in years, and on a consistency that is never to be doubted. So these people are just starting to move the levers for me. I'm not polite. I'm not actually grateful for shit. I'm not any of the bullshit that actually attracts people. I have this fucking raw honesty and the cognitive capability once in a generation that these people have no fucking choice but to actually join it, because they know this is fucking inevitable. Sure, I'm gonna be fucking giving news people to these retarded pieces of shit in Deutschland, in Dutchland, not Deutschland, that's Germany, and Netherland, as they call it. But I call it beneath land, because the condensed complacency ratio to actual creation and creative capabilities in the Netherlands is just beyond absurd to me. Like, everyone here is the epitome of a saint, epitome of a human being. They don't have sorrow, they don't have even joy. They just have this mechanical way of living that it's just like more miserable than actually fighting for something, because it's just like the dopamine loop of this generation on steroids, jumping from this party to that party, from this kind of vacation to that vacation. There is no intensity and there is no density of actually existence to these people. I know a 70 years old Dutch person. I know a fucking 17 years old. I know a fucking 20 years old, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80. None of them have the intensity and density of having lived a fucking life. They just fucking hop from this shallow pleasure to the other shallow pleasure, and they're not even sad. They don't have any kind of range of emotions that, and it's not them being cold, it's the complacency on a structural basis that is just ruining the actual fucking human inside the corpus that they actually carry around. Which is like so fucking fascinating to me, that how can you make a systematically coherent kind of harmonizing symphony of all of the emotions, and none of them are gonna have a peak any time in their entirety of life. They don't enjoy anything. They don't care about getting mad at anything. They don't. It's the to the extent of they literally fake their anger at a fucking newspaper being 5 fucking minutes late. They fake their anger because they need to identify with some density of emotion that represents human actual fucking being. But they cannot do that because every circumstances of friction between two human beings and between societies, between different nations, has been stripped down, and they have been stripped off of all of this. And when all of this is literally non-existent, there is no actual connection to living, because living is just fucking survival against stupid people, against people with more resources, less resources. Every aspect of human life and the social aspect of human life is just the fighting of betterness. And that requires density of emotions. But these pieces of shit actually don't actually have any of that. I remember I threw up once on the bus. No one actually got mad. No one actually got any kind of emotion. They just immediately mechanically rushed and gave me towels and whatever, because that's their identity. They need to be good citizens. The good citizens that they themselves don't understand what that means to be actually good or bad. They just say, okay, this is the way I should be because this is the way I was taught to be, and there has never been any challenge in my life that had stripped down stripped me off of my identity. So I literally rebuilt myself over and over and over again. And I don't know, actually envy these people or pity these people, because on one hand, the density of actual experiences that I have in life, that I roll up into a room with all of these generational people, and I don't treat them with any kind of reverence, and they understand that that's not out of spite, that's not out of fucking actual insecurity, that's just actually pure recognition of peer. That joy is literally not unlocked for literally 8 billion people minus 100 out of the whole like population of the planet. That joy requires insane amount of density and intensity of actual presence, that you actually move the particles or whatever the fucking the environment and the atmosphere around you. You emanate this kind of wavelength that is kind of intimidating to others, yet intimate enough to draw them in. That's what's happening in my life. I've had so many emails to so many big shot people, and instead of them looking away, they have looked deeper, because that's just fascination with what you cannot actually understand. No one actually fucking understands how I literally email Bruce Shiner or whatever, this big guy apparently, and he says, okay, this is, I don't have time for this. And I say, no, you have time for this. You don't have the yet understanding of having the prioritizing this over your own nonsense. And he still engages. And he starts excusing himself. And after he excuses himself, he uses this categorization of, I don't have time for everyone, every stranger, all of these keywords of stranger, everyone, and making me another worshipping emailer to him. No, I said no. This is my actually fucking theme park, and you're on the roller coaster with me. And you're not even having the front seat row. You have an invitation to the theme park. You don't even have the privilege of joining the roller coaster. But because you're actually, after 50, 60 years of your totality of existence, occupying a little bit of resources and a little bit of institutional backing, you don't think who the fuck you are. Because what the fuck have you actually produced in 60 years of living? 1 or 2 frameworks. I have already 5 frameworks that are being one of them have been adopted into actually fucking policy. One of them literally turned out to be law that I predicted 2 years ago in data privacy and the density of actually privacy as a fucking concept and sovereignty and control. One of them is literally being opted to add and having a kind of as an addendum to the to the ICC, and I'm fucking 26 years old, and I haven't even produced my the fucking above mediocre work, because I haven't had the fucking opportunity to fucking breathe in actual fucking abundance yet. Imagine what the fuck I'm gonna do when I'm constantly writing 5 to 6 hours a day as it is, working 10 hours of physically demeaning, mentally degrading, and actually a waste of every single fucking thing that I fucking represent, and the money is not even fucking paying anything. And still I'm writing 4 to 6 hours of 20 minutes of 500, 600 words that is, without, even with the fucking typos, it's immediately being sent out to publishers, but by all of these fucking bestsellers and whatever the fuck I know. And I'm fucking 26 years old. Imagine when eventually the fucking money and the fucking wealth, the fucking influence, the fucking every fame, bullshit, whatever comes, what the fuck I'm gonna do? I pity the world that is being this fucking dense and fucking stupid, that instead of allowing me to leapfrog civilization by 50 to 100 years, I need to fucking go around and give these pieces of shit Dutch people newspaper to read on daily basis. This is literally the mass retardation at its peak, that I'm literally giving these pieces of shit who don't contribute to anything other than consume and consume and consume 10 hours a day, degrading my mental aptitude and fucking my physical condition, while still producing 4 to 6 hours of novel thought and novel frameworks, because that's literally who the fuck I am. I literally cannot fucking stop producing, even when I fucking want to. Even this fucking video is one of the many plans and actual fucking things that I have planned for future since I was fucking 8 years old. And what's happening is that all of this I'm gonna fucking remember. If I have the opportunity, and when I have the fucking opportunity to choose who the fuck I'm gonna actually help, who the fuck life I'm gonna actually improve, I'm gonna remember all of these fucking moments. I'm gonna remember all of these seconds, all of these pieces of shit who actually see me and they don't actually fucking trust their own eyes. Because of my passport, because of the way I carry myself, because of my impoliteness, because of my intensity, whatever the fuck. Because one thing is for certain, that I'm not gonna be literally throwing around fucking newspapers to Dutch pieces of shit every single day of my fucking life for the next 10 years. Not even next fucking 1 year. And as soon as I fucking find a fucking platform that is honored to host my mind, I'm gonna just rise exponentially, because everything is fucking easy. Everything is fucking easy, and I don't see how many fucking retards are running this fucking continent. Fucking Europe is degrading. The fucking Mark Rubio, whatever bullshit that he blew up in fucking whatever Munich's conference, it was word by word whatever the fuck I said 5 fucking months ago about the condition of Europe, the fucking condition of the next geopolitical alliances, and the fractionalization of allegiances around the globe. The fucking thing that I predicted with fucking Iran, the fucking thing that I predicted with the social media being slowly kind of outphased through gaming industry. All of this fucking predictions that every single day I'm listening to some piece of shit with the status and with celebrity marker, whatever the fuck, doing it and repeating late what I fucking said years ago, months ago. And I myself didn't actually find it as a fucking discovery, because it was just fucking common sense and fucking obvious. But when I see all of these pieces of shit running around and owning my frameworks, my fucking thinking, and they're not only fucking late, but also they're supposedly at the epitome of human fucking potential, and occupying seats and positions their entire generation is not actually worthy of it. And this is the fucking sadness of the whole thing, that I need to pay for the stupidity of the world. It's literally like you're Usain Bolt, whatever, and you're running, and every inch of being ahead, you are gonna have more weight added to your body so others fucking catch up with you. Why the fuck can't others literally just strain and push themselves harder to keep up with fucking you? Why the fuck I need to add weight to my own thinking, translate downwards in my second fucking language to retards to fucking understand what the fuck I'm saying? This is one of the joys that I literally have these days, that I'm talking to some people that for the first fucking time in my entire life, I do not translate lower and I don't translate down to a fucking policymaker, to a fucking lawyer, to a fucking bestseller, to a fucking philosopher. For the first fucking time in my entire life, I can say and articulate my own fucking thoughts and be fucking understood because they have the mental capability to actually understand what the fuck I'm saying. And now, back from work, all of my body in pain, all of my mind on fire to actually write again. Fuck sleep. I've been out since 2 a.m. spreading the good words of the newspaper, whatever bullshit, to these retard people, and it's literally 10 a.m. now. 8 hours. Today we finished early. Yay. For what? For 50 euros that we're gonna split with two fucking people. 25 euros for fucking 8 hours. And this is not even fucking called abuse, because this is fucking how the laws are. And now I'm supposed to take all of this pressure in, build cathedrals, and build kind of monuments and frameworks, and not be bitter. And then eventually I gain power and I gain fucking influence and I gain all of the institutionalized abilities and whatever. I am supposed to actually fucking be grateful for that fucking position and improve lives, improve more complacent lifestyle of all of these pieces of shit around me. One question that I have for my future self, remembering this these days, and these sort of videos, my question is why? Why watching someone else drown would bother me? Why, when I inflict pain and suffering through my frameworks, through my thinking, through my power and influence, why would that bother me? Because there is one truth in the world that is very fascinating to me, and I never understood why. Everyone hates death. You don't want to observe death. No one wants to be associated with death. And because that's the reminder to our mortality. But everyone is fine with suffering. If you see someone who is not being killed but loses 2 arms, they literally take out their eyeballs, and he's literally a dying corpse but not dead yet. You still have this relief of him or her being alive. On the lower scale, when you see someone having minor kind of physical discomfort, there's no sympathy. That's just life. Yeah, death is life as well. When you literally shoot someone and kill them in cold blood, that's life too. If it was my destiny to kill him, let's say, it was his destiny to die. I just don't understand, like, what is this kind of arbitrariness between the density of suffering? Because what's more degrading than once in a generation mind being degraded to the physical and mental limit, and no matter what, he's gonna find his footing and bounce back, and now in the place of power he is not only seen but also respected, but also expected to actually fucking do good. Why all of these people and pieces of shit around me did no good while seeing me suffer and seeing me struggle? Why would I? This is one of the questions that I never actually understood why that this is actually fucking accepted. Sure, people don't think about half of the things they actually repeat from other people who themselves don't think about it and have heard it from 50 chains of repetition. But there are some commonsensical bullshit in life that makes no fucking sense. Why, when I constantly show my value, worth, and capabilities, and not in fucking theory, in credentials, in every single fucking metrics of whatever bullshit the society accepts, I'm still seen as Iranian unstable graduate. In a foreign country, he must learn their language in one day and be fluent in it because that's the metrics of their identity alignment with our values. That's the cultural fit. The more submissive you are, the more respected you are because slaves eat. Those who aspire to inspire or those who aspire to become kings, they die. They starve. And all of that is fine because all of these pieces of shit who see my values, who see if my mind is associated with anything that I even don't know what the fuck is, even the thing that I'm being associated with is not a net loss. It's a net fucking positive. And those people still are silent. They don't give shit. They don't give resources. They don't give opportunities. They don't give anything. So I'm supposed to find my own path, find my own way to wealth, influence, and all of that. And then I'm gonna be allowed to breathe the same air as these fucking pieces of shit. And then I will receive couple of messages and couple of, oh, I always knew this frameworks that, wow, how naive of me. These people respected me all along. They were just waiting for me to figure my own shit to really, really appreciate me. It's just a cosmic test that these pieces of shit around me doing nothing, it's just for my own growth. Yeah, it just like, it just makes perfect sense. And when this is the kind of grand picture and plan these fuckers have for me, not only I should be grateful for every piece of shit around me, but also I'm gonna have the epiphany of, wow, all of the pain and suffering made me stronger, made me whatever. And I should literally kiss these people's asses for inflicting suffering in my life and make their lives even more comfortable, because that's how you show gratitude. Imagine how fucking retarded and backwards that fucking logic is. That I need to facilitate lives of people who themselves don't know actually fucking concept of pain, other than, oh, I literally once talked to this piece of shit Dutch 35 years old, and we were in a group setting or whatever bullshit liberalistic kind of good for nothing gathering that was to make us cooperate with one another. And one of the tactics of making us like each other and understand each other and sympathize with each other was to share two moments: the greatest joys of our lives, the greatest sorrow of our lives. And this piece of shit, 35 years old Dutch retard, told us that, oh, my girlfriend is absent for 3 days. I don't know what to do with my life. Imagine. 35 years, and this is the epitome of sorrow that you have in your fucking life. I know a 71 years old fucking Dutch person And when their coffee was fucking cold, they literally were cursing 50 new words to my even English ears at the fucking waiter. 71 years old, and your biggest worry in your entire existence is how cold your fucking coffee is. Imagine what that fucking represents about the full fucking generations of these pussified people. And I'm supposed to, as a grateful Iranian, having the opportunity to provide billions and billions of values and frameworks non-stop to get eventually, hopefully, whatever, 3,000 euros per month and have a fucking visa and produce still not only the generational work but also the actual work I'm gonna do, producing 10,000 euros in value because I was supposed to live and die in my shitty country, Iran. How generous of them to actually invite me to their shitty country because my cesspool of a fucking nationality is carrying me around like a fucking leaking asshole that is literally shitting all over the fucking globe. And what's gonna happen is that because I'm gonna be grateful, I'm gonna make their pathetic piece of shit life even easier. Why wouldn't I? I'm grateful that I'm literally allowed to breathe in a less suffocating air because of my capabilities. But at the end of the day, they allowed me in their fucking country. How pathetic is that fucking mentality to be literally submissive and that kind of a fucking sub person to not know your own fucking worth and value, but also appreciate the exploitation on the micro systematic coherence of the whole racism and exploitative kind of system designed to literally hollow you out. And when you find a loophole in it, you're gonna serve the same people. No. As I recently emailed Eduardo, I said, I'm at the crossroad of my life that I'm not gonna build. I'm gonna build to burn. Because me contributing to improvement of lives, me contributing to betterment of lives, I'm gonna take that inside my brain to the grave. I'm gonna build only the bastardized version of my actually fucking vision for the world, and I'm gonna actually make it bastardized in a way that it's gonna take 100 years later to actually be able to even reverse engineer it to actually get something out of it. Because I'm done with all of these pieces of shit. I'm done with all of these fucking bullshit people beneath me, 3 to 4 fucking standard deviations beneath me, occupying the most elaborate resources and actual power. I'm done. I'm not gonna contribute. Sure, my nature is to build, but I'm gonna build to burn. Because for me, what is important is a scale and novelty of the framework and thought. And I can literally add the filter and the layer of bastardization that you cannot, without me, implement it correctly to improve lives. And that's it. Sure, I can be delusional, all of these pieces of shit and people around me could be sharing the same delusion. I'm exaggerating, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see in 10 years, 20, 30, 40 years, if I'm provided the fucking opportunity to build, maybe I remove the layer and actually implement the actual idea. If not, I'm living a bomb detonated by some retard in 5, 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 years. Because I already told everyone I know. I'm building the frameworks, the bastardized version. If you are smart enough, you can actually reverse engineer it yourself, but you're not. And when you're not, some piece of shit is gonna implement this, and it's gonna actually backfire, and it's gonna lead to more destruction, and I'm gonna be laughing my fucking ass off, because this is gonna be the most ironic sentence in the history of actually villain origins, whatever the fuck you call it. That 3K per month could have prevented all of this.